The puzzle grew even more complex. However, the people of Xantora were secure. Their crops were green again. Their homes were rebuilt. Life slowly returned to normal, but the prince was never forgotten. In the quiet parts of the village, children whispered stories. "One day the prince will come back," they whispered. "One day we'll learn the truth." And far beyond the high mountains and the misty waters, someone sat in silence, polishing a silver spear. Her face was peaceful, and her eyes burned with fire. She was no prince. She wore no crown. But the eagles had shown her how to soar, and her heart had already conquered 3 wars. Her name was Seifa. Far beyond the green hills of Xantora rose the sky cliffs, sheer, somber mountains that reached up to the clouds. No one tried to scale them. The wind howled through the stone, and thick mist shrouded the roads. But deep within those cliffs lived a girl called Seifa. Seifa was no ordinary girl. She had never visited a market. She had never played a game in the village or tasted jollof by a fire. From the day she was discovered as a baby, the large eagles of the cliffs had protected her. Yes, eagles. Their leader was a wise bird named Oluma. His feathers shimmered like morning sun, and his wings stretched wider than a tree. He had found Seifa wrapped in a red cloth, crying near a cave during a storm. Instead of flying away, Oluma had gathered her in his talons and taken her to a high nest. The other eagles had watched in surprise, but Oluma only said, "The wind has chosen her." Seifa developed quickly. The eagles fed her honey, roots, and fruit to eat. They taught her to climb trees, jump across rocks, and watch the skies. Other children learned from their parents, but Seifa learned from feathers and the wind. She was faster than a cheetah at the age of 7. She could spear a hole through 3 flying leaves when she was 10. Her arms were strong and her mind was sharper than a sword. Yet Seifa always felt something was lacking. "Oluma," she queried one day, "why am I different? I have no feathers. I cannot fly. Where do I belong?" The ancient eagle ruffled his wings and gazed into her eyes. "You are meant for more than this mountain," he said in a low tone. "You are the daughter of destiny." Seifa blinked. "What does that mean?" The eagle looked down upon the valley. "There is a land that needs someone to protect it. A land where the truth is hidden. One day you will have to depart, not as a girl, but as a shadow that brings light." Seifa sat on a rock, staring at the stars that evening. Wind blew over the cliffs and carried secrets from distant lands. There were whispers in the wind, tales of a distressed kingdom, a nation in terror and lost wars. The following morning, a silver spear lay on the nest. Its point glowed like the moon. Beside it, an eagle feather was rolled up like a smile. "It is time," said Oluma. "But do not forget, Seifa. Do not reveal yourself too soon. The world will see what it wishes to see. Let them see a prince. Let them discover the truth through your courage." Seifa nodded, and her heart raced. She tucked her long braids beneath a helmet fashioned from eagle bone. Her face was obscured by a mask of gold. With spear in hand and her eagle kin looking on, she descended the cliffs and began her quest. She arrived in Xantora silently. She did not speak. She kept her helmet on. Her subjects witnessed her strength, not her face. They referred to her as the Silent Prince, and no one was aware of the truth. But now that the war had ended and peace had been restored, Seifa stood at the edge of the forest, waiting to see what would happen next. She wondered about Oluma. She wondered about the sky. But most of all, she wondered about being herself. However, she remembered the eagle's words. The world sees what it expects. She gazed out the city gates, where flags waved in the breeze. Girls were sweeping the streets. Boys were practicing with sticks. Children laughed and pointed at pictures of the prince. None of them were aware that the hero they fantasized about had once worn crowns of wildflowers in a bed of feathers. Seifa smiled. She wore no crown. She needed no crown. Her strength was in her. It was from climbing cliffs, chasing the wind and listening for whispers in the heavens. A young girl rushed past, a stick held tight like a sword. "I'm the prince," she cried. "I can defeat the bad guys." Another girl joined in, giggling. "No, I'm the prince, I'm stronger." Seifa looked at them in amazement. Maybe the world needed to see that girls can be heroes also. And high up above, soaring in the blue heavens, Oluma cried out, proud, powerful, and with a cry of joy.
Will Safa go back to Oluma the Wise Eagle, or the kingdom to claim her status as a royal? Watch out for the next part.